If you notice that for the past couple of years, sales have slowed down and you believe that people maybe don't buy as they used to buy back in the days, 2020, around that period, I believe that too. I believe that people after COVID kind of stopped paying so much money for online courses and programs, maybe because they got burnt by bad coaches, or maybe because now there is abundance of knowledge with AI, ChatGPT and all of that. But something magical happened for the past few months for us in our businesses. We've had an influx of sales that we did not imagine we could get back into right now in this specific moment. And everything changed when we changed perspective on something and how we promoted our products. And this is exactly what I want to talk to you about, because if you think like it's just the market, I'm here to tell you it's not the market, it's how you see your business and how you can tweak it to have more sales to grow your brand. At the peak of our success in Lazy Dancer Tips, the big brand that we built over the years, we were conducting our promotions, our content in a very regimented way. We used to have one video a week for YouTube no matter what. Alessia danced with kidney stones in order to keep the schedule, which is totally insane. I don't suggest anybody to do it. Every year we had specific launches planned out that would require months of preparation and planning from us with the team to deploy it, put it into place, to have big paydays, to sell our membership and our products. That way of conducting a business really worked. You know, we made more than $1 million in sales. It worked. There's nothing wrong about what we did. It was amazing. Problem was, what we did was taking a playbook from many different gurus and applying it to our business. Here's the thing. I unfortunately, or fortunately, I am a stubborn Capricorn that doesn't want to reinvent the wheel. I'm all about optimizing life and not try a few things. If something works, what is the point of doing something different? And I'm so grateful that I've got Alessia by my side, that she's more like an emotional being. Well, she's a woman, first of all, so she's by nature an emotional being. But I'm saying this in a good way, because if you're a man like me, you need that kind of mirror to sort of shock you and say, listen, this is not working. This is, yes, on paper, we're making a ton of money, but I feel stressed out, I feel anxiety. In June, I feel anxiety because we have a launch in September. During Christmas, I've got anxiety because I need to launch something in January. That is the life of an influencer, creator, online business owner that nobody tells you about, but everybody lives. Especially now, if you are stuck with, let's call them old ways. They're not old, they're just like unaligned ways of growing a business. If you're stuck with those and you are sort of afraid of letting go, that is why your sales have slowed down. That happened to us. At some point we stopped creating videos for YouTube. Actually, we haven't published a new YouTube videos on the Lazy Dancer Tips channel for 2 years. But a beautiful thing that happened was that Alessia and I went through some kind of cathartic transition phase where we decided, you know what, we started this business for a reason. We were passionate about the things that we were doing. We just followed somebody else's playbook. What if we just try and do things our way without overcomplicating everything? Because every time we want to launch something, I would come in and say, great, this is the plan, this is the landing page, thank you page, the checkout page, this is the structure of the landing page, this is how we need to talk to people, this is the build up for the content that we need to do to promote it. And right from the get-go, that was heavy for everybody. It gave us some kind of foundation on, where to stand in order to have a promotion that was successful, but it wasn't genuine, it wasn't building momentum. It was actually the opposite. So we decided, what if we launch something in like a few days? What if we created content that wasn't just a YouTube video where I give you something to do as like, I don't know, a class that people can follow, 20, 30 minutes class like we did in the past? What if it's something that activates people? What if I'm just talking about the person that I want my audience to become, to step into my world, to buy my courses and do something that I'm passionate about? Alessia started the business in 2017. Now we're 2026, so she's grown as a woman and things have changed. So she decided to say, if I want to create new content, I want to create content that is aligned with where I am right now. I'm gonna probably lose lots of subscribers for that, because if they came for the friendly, bubbly ballet lessons only, well, they're gonna be disappointed because I've changed. That's when everything changed for us, because Alessia changed and she started embracing the change. Instead of having the identity crisis of I cannot be that person anymore, how can I be that person again, which created conflicts, we started saying, screw it, I'm not that person anymore, let me try and do something that is completely mine, that really speaks from the heart. I don't care about the algorithm, how people are going to respond to it. And if I want to create a new offer, it's going to be something that it's more attached to my emotions. I don't want to sell the features. I'm going to give you this amount of videos, this amount of resources, and you get a bonus, this other course. It's like it wasn't mechanical anymore. It was more like, if you want to become this woman that really cares about the way she carries herself and the way people look at her and respect her, this is the program you need to get into. That kind of vibe, a bit more mature, a bit more feminine. We started creating new offers with products that we did years ago, with just a different branding, a different vibe, and people started reacting to it. Some others started hating it. We started receiving very nasty comments from people that said, oh, you changed. And I'm like, yeah, have you? Probably not, and that's okay. We're not judging, but we're also not judging ourselves for what we're doing. So Alessia started creating offers and content that were more genuine, more effortless to create. Content now, it's like, oh, I need to tell this thing to my audience, and she would just go off and write a post for Instagram instead of doing a full-on YouTube videos, which at the end of the day, she didn't even like anymore. You know, we changed. And the point of this video for me is like, are you following your heart in the way you create content, the platform you're using, the way you create your offers, how much are you overthinking them, and the way you're promoting them? Are you following steps? Are you dragged down by how complicated everything is before you even, when you have the idea, everything sort of crumbles on itself because you know how much work there is to put it into place? If that is the case, I know exactly how you feel, because that's how we felt, and that's why we stopped creating all of that stuff for a long time. But then we decided that we still had a lot of value to give. We could transform lives. Alessia, with everything she created and with all the knowledge that I built on this side channel, we can help so many people. And we decided, you know, I don't care about the rules. Are there any rules, or can we create our own rules? And we decided, yes, we can. We can create our own rules. So let's go for it. This applied to creating new offers, the way we launched them, the way we communicated with our people, the type of content we created, and the way we created it. I want to ask you this question. How much of what you're doing comes from your heart? And how much of it comes from, oh, but I heard it from that book. That person is really rich, has got the life that I want, and I need to follow exactly what he or she says because that is the way. Because if that's the case, that was me. I know how it feels to feel this way. And it's good to learn from people that have what you want. But in order for you to have what you really want, in a way that is aligned to you, in a way that is sustainable to you, you gotta follow your heart. And be courageous enough to say, that doesn't work for me. I'm going to do it this way, even though it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Because when you are in your element, you are in flow, and things get electrified and people feel it. And when you are electrified and people feel it, your content has got a different vibe. Your offers are more interesting, they're more juicy just because of the fire that you've lit up within you. And this is when it starts sounding a bit woo-woo, and especially coming from me, but you know, strategy is just a 10% of the success of a business, especially an online business and a personal brand. If you stop ignoring the 90% that counts, which is your energy, which is your excitement, which is your passion to actually help people that you say you want to help, if you put aside everything you've learned so far for a moment and just allow the possibility that, you know what, tomorrow I'm going to sell something, because I feel this way. I want to probably sell something else a couple of days later. This is what we did after the last Black Friday. Black Friday didn't go as well as we wanted to, and then we said, shall we do another Black Friday, which we're not gonna call Black Friday? And we did, and we doubled the sales of the initial Black Friday. And then we said, shall we do it again? Sure, why not? I mean, we kept it easy and exciting, and people started buying on repeat. 60% of the people that bought from us for the past months are repeat clients. When your energy becomes high vibrating, let's say, it's contagious. So even people that bought from you before, they want to buy from you again, because being in your world start meaning something deeper than, oh, I just bought a product from her. It's not just about the product, it's about how you make people feel, because they want to feed off your energy. That energy is what sells. And if you bury it under the strategy, the how to do the things because this is how it has to be done, you're killing your power. You let it go into the void. So please do me a favor today and do this. Have a hard look at your business and think, what is aligned to me, to the way I want to conduct my life? If something is not aligned, maybe that's something that you can change. I'm sure it's something you can change. We do this with our one-on-one clients all the time. Sometimes it's like we're giving them permission to say, sure, why don't you let that one go? When you let go of something, you create space for what's possible. And then only when you are courageous enough to open that space, that's when you allow your creativity to give you new ideas. I'm like, oh, I never thought I could do this, let's try. And excitement comes in again, and the fire comes in again, and sales come in again, because it's the fire that produced them in the first place. And if you feel the vibe of activation here, there is something that Alessia and I have put together just for January, and it's free. It's a series that we call Activated, because we want to start the year with a boom. We want to start the year with not the frustration of feeling stale again. We want our content, our brand, and our sales to get back to the level that they're supposed to be. So if that's how you feel and you want to completely flip the switch and get to a higher level with your content, make it convert and have higher sales just because you want to up level your energy, this product is so amazing and we want you to be in there. It's free if you want to join, link in the description box below. And if you are someone like me that think that nurturing your audience and tell them what to do in your videos, in your content is the only way to go to grow an audience that buy from you, that is not the case. There is another type of content that you also need to invest into, which does the 90% of the work when it comes to pre-sell your audience on you. And if you want to know exactly what I mean, this is the video you should watch right now.